Imagine climbing Mount Everest. A pretty big accomplishment, right? Well, now imagine doing that at the age of 17. Throw in Kilimanjaro, Denali, and the rest of the highest peaks from every continent, and you'd be imagining the life of Emma Schwerin, the youngest woman in the world to climb the 7 summits.
Where are you, Emma?
We are at the summit of Mount Blanc. There's France.
At the age of 5, Emma and her family moved to Bozeman, and you may think the mountains of Montana are what inspired her to start this climbing journey, but in reality,
When I was in 8th grade, my English class did a unit on Mount Everest. It inspired me. Then we were like, let's go to Everest Base Camp. And so the next day, we decided to book a trip.
a trip that made Emma decide she was going to be the youngest woman to climb the 7 summits. And if you're unfamiliar with the 7 summits, they're the highest peaks on every continent, including North America's own Mount Denali, an elevation of over 20,000 feet, and the tallest mountain in the world, Everest, rising over 29,000 feet. And Emma admits,
We, at the time when we decided to do it, didn't know anything about mountaineering.
but that didn't stop her or her father Sam from helping her accomplish this goal. After researching guide companies and heading to Bolivia for a mountaineering prep course, it was time to start her journey. In November of 2023, she headed to Australia to climb Mount Kosciuszko.
Yeah, it was our first of the 7 summits, and at the time, I had no idea what I had gotten myself into.
Next up, Kilimanjaro, then Denali.
I remember thinking every day on Denali, this was the hardest day of my life. And then the next day would happen and I'd be like, this was the hardest day of my life. The great thing about Denali was every day I kept proving to myself that I could do it.
After summiting Mount Blanc, Aconcagua, and Vinson, she saved the biggest for last, Mount Everest.
I think the hardest part about Everest is the length of it. It just has a different kind of mental challenge.
A month and a half on the mountain, but Emma was determined to set this world record. On May 15th, after a long journey in a face full of frostbite, she summited Mount Everest.
I think that I was just in so much shock, really, that it was all happening and that like all of our hard work was coming to kind of this one point.
Emma Schwerin had just become the youngest woman in the world to climb the 7 summits at just 17 years old. For her father, Sam, who climbed each summit side by side with her,
I feel really proud about the impact she's having on the world and on young adults and on us adults to say, hey, don't judge us, young people. There's a lot we can do if you stay out of our way. I couldn't be more proud and appreciative of that.
because the message Emma hopes to share with all young women across the globe,
My goal is to inspire young girls to see that they can do anything they set their minds to, because, I mean, you can achieve crazy things if you just tell yourself you can do it.
in Bozeman, Cassidy Powers, MTN News.